With all the Discord doom posting going around, I realized that we, as society and internet dwellers, need to return to the glory days of TeamSpeak. Because it turns out they finally had an update. You can share your screen. There's audio, finally, and 60 frames per second. So with that, I'm gonna figure out, can TeamSpeak compete with Discord? Now, my first impression so far, looking at this tweet, is that things are looking pretty good. I remember TeamSpeak looking like this.
Yep, that's how it looked when I played with it.
But now that it has a new coat of paint, people might actually be willing to change to it. And since I've used TeamSpeak like once, I don't have any nostalgia rose-tinted glasses that will make me sugarcoat everything. You're gonna watch me struggle. And the first thing I can tell you is that, holy f, this website looks old. All right, so I downloaded TeamSpeak. Ladies and gentlemen, I've done the unthinkable. I've made an account and I've actually signed in. Now, the first problem that I have is whenever I record anything, I usually like zoom in grandma mode, so it's easier for me to like point things out. I don't know how to zoom in this. Okay, I managed to zoom in. You can see big difference, massive difference. I actually don't think there was much of a difference. I have been recording for 11 minutes and all I have done is logged into TeamSpeak and made it bigger. We're off to a wonderful start. I think the way I'm gonna go through TeamSpeak is I'm going to join a community server first.
I do have to say, I do kind of like the layout. Obviously, they're trying to mimic Discord. And I think at first glance, it looks good. Just the way it looks. Now, obviously, navigation, setting things up, you know, how it all works in the servers, things you can do. We'll see. Hopefully, he'll go over all that for us
first to understand how all the features work. Then I'll look into making my own server, because most people on Discord, they just make a server with their friends. They talk to their friends and they join a group call once in a while. All right, so we have the official TeamSpeak community server. We have European people, let's just join the TeamSpeak server. So I click on it. I just noticed that I'm technically in a call right now, I think, because I'm in the entrance area, which is muted. This is very strange to me. Okay, so I'm in a server, and I think it's at the top left here. Let's see if I try joining another one. Let's join Counter-Strike. Wait, am I in 2 calls at the same time? What the f is going on?
2 different servers.
Right, so far, in terms of user experience, I am completely clueless on what's going on. I think I'm in 2 voice calls at the same time. You can see I'm in here, and then I'm also in the Counter-Strike server in here as well.
That's kind of wild.
You can see I can also, I can unmute maybe? So potentially I could just talk to multiple people. Now, I don't know if it's just my luck or if TeamSpeak was intentionally trying to make me suffer for my sins, but it turns out when you first open up TeamSpeak, it will give you a TeamSpeak tour. I wish I had that instead of spending 45 minutes doing nothing. So it's kind of like Discord. We have servers, we have bookmarks, we have contacts, group chats. I have my profile. But when you join a server, you have an entrance area. It seems like this is the default thing. Unless you join a server, then you automatically join a voice call. It's a little weird. On the right here, we have some sort of information screen talking about file transfer info. Okay, there's a, holy Jesus Christ, they have 4, what is that, petabytes of upload and download. But so far, the thing that I'm probably looking at is the top left here. This admin island, there's a whole bunch of, these are considered spacers, frequently asked questions. Okay, I kind of fuck with this. This is like Discord server guide a little bit. All right, so I ain't reading all that. Looking at this so far, there's just a whole bunch of channels. We have entrance area, we have public area, there's talking channels, there's a gaming area. Now, the nice thing is that each video game has like its own background, which I fuck with big time. If I keep scrolling, there's away zones and there's temporary channels, which I guess these are like how people make their own channels, which makes sense and will make more sense later because making a server is a challenge. All right, so what can you do on Discord? You can join a voice call. You can chat with people. Let's figure out how to chat with people instead of joining a voice call. So I'm going to click on this. All right, hold on, guys. This is starting to make a little bit more sense to me now. You can see when I clicked on the channel, I now have a chat channel. What if I join like the Apex Legends channel? Let's see. Okay, there's just no messages in here. I don't want to interrupt these people. I'm just going to join and then leave. I guess that's like rude or something. All right, I got nervous and I also couldn't hear anything. Okay, let's go to our audio settings. Oh, it's going through my monitor. No wonder nothing's happening. Okay, let's record a test for a second. Hello, guys, this is me talking on TeamSpeak. I have no idea what I'm doing because I'm old. Hello, guys, this is me talking on TeamSpeak. I have no idea what I'm doing because I'm old. Wait, what the f? They have comfort noise. You can add synthetic background noise to fill the artificial silence when no one is speaking.
That's actually kind of cool.
This is the most skibbity brain thing I have heard. Turn this bad boy on. User left your channel. User entered your channel. I'm losing my
that, yeah, that's really annoying
when I'm trying to hear all this in my ear.
Holy crap,
It's
that's
because
horrible.
I'm in the Counter-Strike server too. I'm talking to 2 servers at once. Anyways, if I go in here, can I like see people's chats? No, okay. I can't see people's chats. People's chats. Nope. People's chats. Nope. So it turns out to see people's chats, you need to be in the call while they're chatting. Didn't know how I didn't realize this, but hey, stupidity shows itself in very clear and obvious ways. Ladies and gentlemen, I've come to the conclusion that TeamSpeak is confusing as my friends who know how to use a computer are going to struggle with this. Let's get into some things that will actually be useful if you're interested in TeamSpeak. The first thing that I saw is that you can create your own channel, which this is important because as you'll see later on when you try making your own server, that's going to be painful. So I feel like most people that will use TeamSpeak, they'll just join one of these community servers and they'll make their own private room. Just like how those chit-chat e-girl hangout servers will have their own custom voice calls. Same thing here, but it's natively built in, which I think is a lot cooler. So I'm going to create one. We're going to call it NTTS is confused. And the password is booty cheeks. I genuinely am having a hard time like recording a video because I'm just clicking on things and I'm getting more and more kind of confused and in the rabbit hole, because it turns out with these channels that you have, you can also have your own like file explorer. Like if I hover over it, it says files, and you can upload files to TeamSpeak. I was about to upload the other thing in my downloads folder. I realized I'd probably get banned, but you can upload files, which is okay. I mean, you can also do that in Discord. I don't know why this is a revolutionary feature to me. So what else can I do? Connection info.
Not necessarily. Not where it all shows in one channel.
Can I just right click on someone else and see their IP
connection? It'll show in the conversation.
Connection info, IP address unavailable. But ladies and gentlemen, remember back at that tweet, one of the features was sharing your screen. This is nothing, no text to speech. Why do you even care? No, that is one of, if not the only feature that differentiates TeamSpeak 3 from TeamSpeak 6. You can share your screen and TeamSpeak doesn't look like my grandma's computer. Oh, dude, this is actually kind of sick. So you can choose a preset, 360, 480, 720, 1080, 1440, source. What is presentation? Okay. Presentation is like Discord's low, high fidelity. They have a setting for it. It basically turns your FPS to 5 so that if you're showing a presentation, people can see your screen. Okay, but you can also do source. My computer's about to blow up. Let's just go back to 720. Now, an interesting thing I want to point out is that you have a privacy feature where you can limit who can try to join your stream automatically.
Limit who can try to join your stream automatically. Thumbnails are only generated when a stream is set to public. When a user does not pass the privacy settings, he has to be allowed manually by the streamer. Okay. I'm down with that. I like that.
So if you stream on Discord, anyone in the voice call can join it. On TeamSpeak, though, it seems like you can limit it to people in public, or you can do contacts, so non-contacts must ask to join, or you can just do private so that people have to ask to watch your stream, which I think is pretty interesting, but also confusing at the same time. If you're on like a massive Discord server and you're streaming a game, maybe it makes sense to make it private, but 99% of the time I'm sharing my screen on Discord, it's to all of my friends in a call. I'm just playing a video game. Because, you know, watching my friend play Minecraft for 5 hours, peak content. But anyways, you can stream your screen, you have different resolution options, you have a bitrate, you can also set your viewer limit, and you have a connection mode. Now, this is an important thing about TeamSpeak that I want to talk about. It's one of the shortcomings. When you share your screen on TeamSpeak, if you do peer-to-peer, it means that anybody that's watching your stream can see your IP, which, yes, I do have a VPN running, but they aren't paying for an ad, so we don't have to talk about it in too much detail. But this means that if anyone is watching my stream, they can see my IP, and you can change the option to make it so that only the server can see. I guess you cannot change the option. I'm clicking on it and it's not working. But I guess the point is that when you're using a server, it's kind of like Discord. Your stream goes to the server and then someone watches the stream from the server, so your IP never gets revealed. But given the ever-increasing amount of Discord e-gangsters that will try to DDoS you, I feel like having any sort of peer-to-peer interaction is just a recipe for getting DDoSed. And if you're paranoid about your IP, things get even worse, because what I saw on Reddit is that TeamSpeak was great until you found out that server owners and admins could look at your IP address. So when you join someone's TeamSpeak server, you're connecting to the server, and the server admins can see your IP, which if you're joining some friendly hangout thing and
with all the weirdos now that like to dox people whenever they get mad, no way. This is a no-go. Absolutely a no-go.
Everyone's all nice. That's not a problem at all. But if you're on more of a sketchy TeamSpeak server, then it turns out back in the good old times of TeamSpeak being #1, you would join a server for raids, and if the raid kind of failed, people would just end up DDoSing people, just so you couldn't compete in content if you didn't like them. Internet degeneracy never left. It just got worse. So that is one major downfall of TeamSpeak. It feels like a VPN is required. But hey, let's get to something that I can appreciate about TeamSpeak. When I was looking through the TeamSpeak homepage, they do have a surround sound feature. Now, imagine you have like a whole bunch of your friends talking in Discord. When it's all going into your brain and just through your speakers, it's torture. It feels like you're in like a high school cafeteria and you're getting bullied for the 900th time.
So what does the surround sound thing
do? But what
do?
this surround sound feature would allow you to do is that you can set 3D positions for people's voices. So for this dude in his roleplay simulator thing, when he talks, he'll be able to hear himself, and he'll move that slightly to the left, so his left ear will hear it. And then his platoon communications will be all the way to the left in 3D space. And then for his squad communications, he'd have it in his right ear, whatever the that means, right? But imagine you're in a voice call with like 5 of your friends. Being able to move their voices in different parts of 3D space makes it easier to like know who's talking. It'd feel like you're like the knights at the round table and you're about masterminding and also which Twitch streamer is the hottest. This seemed like a cool feature. This is the whole reason why I wanted to make the video. I wanted to try this 3D sound thing, but if I go to my settings, it's just not there. And I just want to point out that I have barely scratched the surface in terms of TeamSpeak features. For example, there's ways that I can like press a button to specifically talk to one person in the voice call. I think the thing I told you is whispers. People can whisper you, where again, they press a button and they're like, I'm only talking to you. This is like me whispering in your ear. Oh, that's the whole point of the name. I'm actually stupid. But a lot of those army role players will use like TeamSpeak because you can set up different squad voice channels. So one of the squad leaders can like use a button to like talk to the squad leader, who can then voice chat to every other voice channel. It's nerdy as and considering I struggled for 20 minutes just to join a single server, if you want like every single feature of TeamSpeak, you're not getting that here. We're gonna leave the community server. I can create a community. There we go. Let me create my own server. Are you ready to build your own community? I'm gonna make my own Discord, my own TeamSpeak server, and everyone's gonna join, and we're gonna figure out how to use this together. What in the absolute am I looking at? If you want to make your own TeamSpeak server because you don't want to be the freeloaders that join a community TeamSpeak server to talk in their own voice calls, like all of these people, it costs you $5 a month. Hey, but there's a 7-day free trial. It can also cost you $9 a month or $18 a month. Now, to be fair, TeamSpeak doesn't have $900 million worth of venture capital that they can just burn through and give stuff for free. So it makes sense that you need to pay for it, because Discord, like when you run a free Discord.
So who is giving Discord all this money and why? I'm totally confused about that. Because why do they continue to give Discord money if they're getting all this venture capitalist money? That type of money is not given. They expect that money. Venture capitalists don't give away money and not expect it back. It's not like raising it through a charity or something like that. Like, how is Discord going to repay that money? Like, what are they leveraging for that money? I'm curious, because that is a lot of money. Do you think Nitro is enough? I have Nitro, but only because it was gifted to me. How many people do use Nitro though? I wonder. Do a lot of people use it? So I know it is a monthly thing, so that makes sense. So if there is a lot of people using Nitro, I can definitely see how that can help definitely offset the cost of infrastructure for it and maybe start to pay back some of that venture capitalists. The new shop, I bet you that is something they introduced too to help raise even more money. Yeah. Because they have to have a way to like offset the amount of people that have like free servers. And what that costs just to like manage all those free servers. They have to.
Discord server. Discord is losing money. I mean, they have to host everything. Yeah. But just the fact that you have to pay to host your own server is like 95% of the people that were ever interested in TeamSpeak that are a Discord user right now are just like, okay, I don't give a anymore. But what is included? You have 10 slots. So 10 people can join your server. That's also including AFK people. You can have 10 people for $5, 25 people for $9, 60 for $18. Now, I think there's been 2 times in my life where I've had over 10 people in a voice voice call with my friends, but
Well,
hey,
that's not
you
a
get one bonus slot, even though you're paying
wait,
for it.
but,
You're
but
just
that's a community.
for $5, 25 people for $9, 60 for $18. Now, I think there's been 2 times in my life where I've had over 10.
The number of users that can simultaneously connect to your communities. I think he's overlooking this fact. This can't be that you can only have 10 people in your Discord, right? This can't be that, right? Communities aren't, the community is your server. Like, that's what they call creating a server, is creating a community. So are they saying you can only have 10 people connected at the same time to your server for $5 a month? That's insane.
10 people in a voice call with my friends, but hey, you get one bonus slot, even though you're paying for it. You're just paying for 11
I think he's
slots.
missing that.
This isn't a bonus. You're just paying for 27 or 64. Hey, at least TeamSpeak's got the weird marketing like Discord, where they try convincing you that spending $8 on a profile decoration is good. But you have storage, they have encrypted voice, custom banners, custom host names, so they are hosting your own TeamSpeak server. And the thing with TeamSpeak is the fact that you can host your own server. You can, with your own computer, just like a Minecraft server, you can open up minecraftserver.jar. But you can do that for TeamSpeak, which is cool, because if TeamSpeak ever dies, then you can just use the same app forever. But the worst part about all this is that this TeamSpeak server that you're making isn't even for this TeamSpeak. This is TeamSpeak 6, and the server is for TeamSpeak 3. If you go through TeamSpeak's own forums, the community manager says for TeamSpeak 6 servers, if you want to make your own self-hosting server so you don't have to pay $5 a month, the files are not ready yet. This was on March 13th. It is now May 13th, so it's been 2 months, and we don't have an early access or a beta version, but they are saying that they're releasing it, except I'm skeptical. There used to be TeamSpeak 5. I know there's numbers between 3 and 6, except 4 apparently. I don't think there was a TeamSpeak 4.
3,
but
5,
if you
6.
wanted to make your own TeamSpeak 5 server, you would need the server files, which they said they were going to release, and that never happened. There was never a TeamSpeak 5 server, and that's over however many years. It seems like from this Reddit post when people are asking about the TeamSpeak 5 server, it's been 2 years, it never happened. Now, you can use the nice looking TeamSpeak 6 client on an ugly TeamSpeak 3 server, but you miss out on like the main feature of TeamSpeak 6, the screen sharing feature. But with all these people on Twitter saying TeamSpeak 6 is, oh, this is epic, I'm clearly missing something. And I realize that I still have more to look through, specifically the group chat feature. Spoiler, it's just like Discord for one specific reason. Mildly 16 plus. Well, it's good to know you can never escape this cesspool on the internet. All right, I'm in a group chat now. Okay, there's actually a group chat. Okay, this is making more sense now. Was I just stupid? Oh, there's pinned messages too. Okay, no one's pinning any messages. There's information. There's administrators like TeamSpeak. Publicly visible, there's an address you can join. This is maybe the whole point of TeamSpeak. The server stuff is for like the big nerds that want to spend money. Maybe the group chat feature is just what I was looking for and what most people use Discord for, which again is talking to their friends. What if I try creating my own group chat? Hold on. We're cooking here now. Are group chats completely free? Oh, it actually is. Okay, wait, hold on. Now, whether or not I knew at this point, I was about to struggle for 20 minutes of my life trying to figure out how these group chats work. But before I faced my deep, dark despair, a hero reached out and added me as a friend. Yo, what's up, man? Oh, you even have read receipts too. I can tell this dude's been reading my message. All right, let's see. Can I just stalk them? Oh, they're in the Dawn of Alliance TeamSpeak 6. Let me see what they're doing right now. All right, there's a lot of badges. If you thought Discord was bad with badges, yo, are you the real NTTS trying TeamSpeak for a video? Never. How do I voice call on this shit, man? There are no calls in TeamSpeak. You can only talk on servers. This makes no sense. I can stream to this guy. At that point, why is there no voice call feature? This makes zero sense. I don't know what's going on, but this beautiful soul is explaining everything to me. I now understand that you can just group chat with people, but if you want to go to call someone, you need to join one of these community teams.
Wait a minute. If you share your screen and you have a microphone text, like if I shared my screen right now, right? Are they only going to hear the noise from whatever is on my screen? Like if I'm playing a video game, are they only going to hear the video game? Or will they be able to hear my microphone too if I'm sharing my screen? I wonder. Because couldn't you just share your screen and then talk in a microphone if that's the case? Maybe they can't hear your microphone. I wonder.
But you can also create your own channel. So you kind of just freeload off people just so you can voice call people, which seems like the most roundabout thing I have ever experienced.
That is really weird.
One of the biggest questions that I had when I was going through TeamSpeak is, who are the people that are using TeamSpeak? I initially thought it was for the military sim people, that I'm talking to my squadron, I'm talking to my platoon in different ears, or it's people who are banned from Discord because Russia or Turkey politics. But according to my TeamSpeak Sherpa, who's an absolute legend, by the way, I love this person, I don't even know who they are. But a lot of the reason why people use TeamSpeak is the fact that you can control your own server and data. When you self-host your own TeamSpeak server, all the information is going through your own computer. So you don't have to worry about like being DDoSed because you're hosting the server for your friends. And if your friends are DDoSing each other, holy f***ing shit, you need to go outside. You also have the audio quality thing, which a lot of people say there's better audio quality. Honestly, Discord's audio codec, people do interviews with it and no one cares. It's perfectly fine for production. The people that really do care are like, again, hardcore nerds, which again, if that 3D audio thing comes out, Discord, just steal that feature. It'd be beautiful. People don't need the 1,000 Discord features. For the average gamer, text, voice, and screen share is totally fine. I disagree with that. This is a little too complicated. For me, Discord is more like a community hub and chatting thing, news and bot features, but I rarely speak on Discord. Because on Discord, everyone is in a private call or private server. On TeamSpeak, it's kind of easier to get people to talk because they have to be online. When you see all of these people in the chat, they're ready to chit-chat with people, they're hanging out and stuff. And really being able to end-to-end encrypt your voice and text messages, that's just a nice thing that people like for comfort. Like, it is as easy as right-clicking a chat encrypted. It seems like for the people that really like TeamSpeak and it just works with their brain and their friend group, hosting your own server, whether it be on a server that you pay for or just on your own computer, is cheaper than a month of Nitro. So for them, it's worth the pain points, and their friends are already nerdy enough to understand this stuff. Now, for all the people on Twitter that say that TeamSpeak is going to overtake Discord, I hate to say it, but TeamSpeak just simply isn't a replacement. I want to be able to chat to my friends and voice call them in one easy to access place. Having everything split between group chats and servers, it's just confusing. But as it stands now, the fact that you can just make a Discord account, make a server, all for free, it is just going to be the superior default pick for everyone, which sucks because having competition in the space is important. If Discord is always on top, they have no reason to improve. I mean, they already have everyone. What's the point of working harder? All TeamSpeak has to do is just copy Discord, and I feel like most people will be way more open to it. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for TeamSpeak. My brain is fried. I feel like an old person using a computer for the first time. My brain is tired. I need to go take a nap, and it's 2 o'clock. Anyways, bye-bye. I love you.